There are two main ways of existing. You can face in or you can face out. To face in is to face towards source. People who want to burn off quote-unquote evil and return to where we came from are facing in. This is the path walked by figures like Jesus or Buddha, the path of selflessness and egolessness. These beings think in the long term, not in the short term. They sacrifice their happiness in the short term or even medium term to achieve long-term goals. Eventually, these types of beings lose whatever identity they once had to a collective. In the long run, collectives are far more powerful and efficient at achieving meaningful outcomes. Of course, they'll choose a collective that aligns with their soul, destiny, and desires, one they resonate with, but over time, even that collective dissolves, merging back into source. Like a drop of water returning to the ocean, the individual no longer exists. Of course, it's possible to skip the middle step and go directly home, especially if you're deeply misaligned with your existence here. To face out is to face away from source. Beings on this path often choose extreme individualism and sacrifice others for their own gain. They don't care who they hurt. They lie, cheat, and steal. These beings think only in the short term, not at all in the long term. They do things that might help them now, but ultimately harm them later. For example, they might steal bread from a baker's shop every day. Free food for now, but eventually the baker goes out of business, and that hurts everyone, including them. So to summarize, to face in is to be heading back towards source. To face out is to be falling out of existence. Both directions ultimately lead to this destruction of the soul, either through absorption into source or decay, because nothing can exist in isolation. Everything exists in relation to something else. If you exist in a net negative relationship to the world, that state will eventually rot away to nothing, and you will fall from existence. The third option is balance. This is where you draw from all directions, taking on attributes from many different angles and perspectives, and find a middle ground where you can exist without destroying yourself or others, either by facing too far in or too far out. In balance, we find the ability to grow as individuals while contributing meaningfully to the whole. A lot of these fundamental truths can be seen in the universe around us. Reality is fractal in nature. That's why the galaxy itself becomes a model of this principle. The stars near the center cluster towards each other, eventually falling into a black hole, facing in. The stars on the outer edge are prone to be flung away into the dark, facing out. Just like Earth needs the Goldilocks Zone to support life, not too hot, not too cold, we need to exist within the Goldilocks Zone of consciousness. Not too far in, not too far out. Do not be ice or gas, be liquid. And that's okay. Some beings aren't meant to go the full way with us. Some fall out, some recycle back in. Not ready to leave the nest yet. This cycle happens continuously. It's been called the wheel of fate or samsara. There's much more to explore, but this is a place to begin.